But what do you do when you wake up one morning, or your company wakes up one morning and realizes they're behind? The competition has developed a product of higher value. The customer's getting more out of it, maybe for less money, or it's more functional. How do you keep up with that? I'm Howard Cooper. I'm a new product development systems engineer and the founder of i3Day Innovation. So I wanted to talk about how do you predict or forecast ahead of time what the next big thing is that your customers will adopt and want 2 years from now. I learned as a Six Sigma black belt, what you do is you take the voice of the customer, a VOC analysis, but it isn't enough to understand the voice of the customer and develop a product based on that, because that's what they're talking about right now, based on what they have right now. Henry Ford said it, even back at the days of Henry Ford, VOC was not enough. He said, if I would have asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said carriages with faster horses. And that's what Henry Ford would have been making today if he would have followed the voice of the customer. Well, he couldn't do much better than that, except that he had an idea, an epiphany of how to do something better. Rather than having an epiphany, there is an organized, structured way that you can actually predict ahead of time the next big thing the customer will want, because we've studied hundreds of thousands of patents now, and we know that all systems tend to follow the same 14 steps as they improve, from the initial very first prototype or concept all the way up to where that product is ultimately developed to its nth degree. There's 14 steps, just like stepping stones going through a pathway in a garden. And if you want to make progress towards the end of the pathway, you got to go step by step, stepping stone by stepping stone. So to predict the future, all you have to do is realize which of the stepping stones you're on now, what you've actually done towards these 14 steps in the past, and now I'm on stone number 6. Then what do I do for the future? I step onto stone number 7. Well, then I'll step on stone number 8. If I understand the sequence of these 14 steps, then I know where to go in the future, and I can start developing now and get my product out next year ahead of the competition, and now I'm leading the market. The tool I use to help do that I call Open Windows, and you can set these up. They're just easy tools you can set up for yourself. You'll notice this is the 3x3 matrix on the left-hand column. You're describing your system, what it was in the past, what were the subsystems like, what was the main purpose and functionality of the system itself, and how did it interface into its supersystem. An automobile is a subsystem of the transportation supersystem, and an automobile has subsystems of a fuel system, an engine, a drivetrain, etc. So that's the way you break up the system to understand how it functions within the supersystem and how the subsystems function within that. Then going to the right, the center column is the present. What is your system or opportunity, the problem like in the center, and what's happening between the system and the supersystem again. So we have to define what these are. Your problem or your opportunity for improvement, whatever that device is. It could be a device, or it could be a process, or it could be a computer program, or it could be a company organization, but it's your current opportunity that needs improving. And we're looking for that opportunity. The opportunity lies actually in the future, which is the third column to the right. Once we understand what the present and the past was, now we can understand the future, what changes have to happen to the system in order to still function within the supersystem, maybe even in an improved way, and what changes need to happen to the subsystems to make that happen. It may take several windows, and you can set this up in Excel, or you can just draw it on the blackboard and get your team looking at the blackboard and write these things in. But realizing now you have to look back at these 14 steps to see where we are and where we're going from now, and improve the system one by one step at a time. And this is just one more short video to help you understand how to produce 15 times more market hits rather than misses, and do it in 1/3 the time. Thank you.